Hello.
Hello. Okay, hello. Welcome to the next stream. Today we are going to polish our main character, give him a better facial expression, because I'm not too happy with the current facial expression. So I hope everybody had a wonderful day. I had a wonderful day, and I think we are going to get right into it. First, I want to check if I had my microphone put back up to full volume, because I was testing some filters and always recalibrating a little bit. Yes, okay. Everything is back to normal. Okay, what are we going to do today? That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. We're going to do these two tasks. This one and not this one. This one. So let's maybe change the order. Okay. And now can put them into the right position here. And this is the order I want to have that in. First, we're going to try out a new facial expression for the main character. This is fairly easy. If you see, this is the main character right now. We also have a female version. We will also be working on that. And the thing is that I'm not happy with his mouth. I think his mouth is okay, but it's I think it's just looking weird. That's my problem. And the idea behind this mouth is I want him to look neutral. But in the new version of the game, which has a lot of changes, I want to go more into a drama, because before of that I was always trying to be a little neutral with the game. So going a neutral route with the story that the player chooses what is going to happen. But in the new route, I think the output just didn't work out. It was like inspired by Undertale, but a little bit more violent, and that contributed to the whole storyline to be a little bit too generic. And what I want to do is have this character have a more neutral to sad or angry look. We are going to try out some expressions, but it's really not a long work. We're just going to draw a line there literally. The next one is we want the peasant to have a new melee attack. This is also very easy to do. You just have to do the animation for that, and then program a very easy melee attack. He's going to stab, and then he's going to he's going to do a check if his attack hits, and then he's going to have his damage point, and then he has his backswing animation, and then he will check if he will attack again or run towards the player if he isn't dead though. So really easy task. The minimum what I want to do is finish this task and have this animation set up and finished, and so I can do the code tomorrow. But it would be nice to have both done today. And I don't have to do anything tomorrow. I've finished my work for this week at my job, and so yeah, except workout tomorrow, I may do something for my job, even though I have finished my hours. But usually I overwork a little bit. But aside from that, tomorrow I think I will be online at 3 p.m. So I have a very long stream there, so I can really try to get at least those two done. Yeah, I think it would be nice to have all three done, but well, we can wish all day, have nice goals, high goals. In the end, it doesn't matter. There's many people who have high goals. You only reach them if you do them step by step. So here I've already prepared something here, and this is the character in his current form in Adobe, and I'm preparing my pen, drawing pen, going to draw him now. So what we want is this mouth here. This is a mouth. It's just on one layer. That's all we have to do. Just fix this layer, remove his mouth, and here we go. Let's go. Setting up the pen. So first let's just try. Let's just because I'm drawing, I have to adjust the camera. Let's just try some different settings first. No, no, no. Okay, I'm pretty sure he needs a chin. I'm pretty sure he needs a chin. Something like this. I think this is a really interesting look. Oh, he has to show his vampire teeth though. Interesting. This is really interesting. Let's make them longer because he will be so small that you won't be able to see him in the game. These will really just be a view pixels in the game later. I have my doubt that this isn't working anymore. Let's go for a smaller one, smaller bite teeth. And like this. Add a color layer. Let's go for pure white because his skin color is so bright that you won't be able to distinguish his teeth if I just go for some gray color. Even a gray color would be more realistic for his teeth. So this is my approach number 1. Yeah, this is approach number 1, and let's maybe try out some more stuff. Instead of having the chin as a hard layer, let's try out the chin as to be a color. Just like this. This looks a little bit more mature. Don't know if I like it though. No, he looks a little bit like he doesn't care what's going on. That's the thing I don't like about this one. So let's put this one in the group. And try until we have something. Eventually, we will find our best mouth. Take 1. Okay. Eventually, we'll find our perfect mouth, but we have to keep trying. Excuse me. going to sneeze. Okay, I'm not going to sneeze. My body can't decide. I'm really sorry. So, okay. Now we can, because we are just we are not going for our final product. We're just trying to do some stuff. I'm going to take this mouth now and just adjust it a little bit, like having him smear a little bit. Would that be nice? It's not dramatic. But this is like he's a little bit like, this makes him a little bit rough. This is exactly what I don't want. I don't want to have him look friendly. So in the game, when you are taking him, he's going to be at this kind of resolution. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. So let's close this and just start the game. And then we're going to look at which resolution we are going to see him later on. So we can adjust our drawing to that. On the other side, if we're going to play on a very low resolution or on a Android phone or something, what we just saw is what we get. It's not going to get much bigger. On an Android phone, you might be closer. Okay, this is what you see. So, yeah, this is 16.7% is what you will see later on. Interesting. I think this is not sympathetic. This does not create enough sympathy. I think this is just sad. This is just sad. So let's go for a new mouth. Okay, take 2. Let's go for an angry take this time. Okay. And let's try it. So how would you look if you look angry? You would certainly have your mouth lowered a little bit. No. I like this. It doesn't look good at all. This does not look good at all.
Child. This is why I'm not a good artist. I would just do an upside down U. Child.
Hello, Stargazer. What's up? Yeah, an upside down U. It's exactly what we don't want to. Like, sometimes you have to keep trying for these facial expressions and keep trying and trying until you have something that's like, sometimes it's awesome by random, sometimes it's not. And yeah, it's the same with all the artistic things in game development. You just have to keep trying until you have your artistic touch. It takes sometimes it's faster if you have a lot of experience. Sometimes even with experience, you just have to try a lot. What kind of drawing device do you have? Well, if I take the camera, you might be able to see this is a drawing tablet. Yeah, so I'm using a drawing tablet right now. I have to fix the camera again. It's going to take a while. So this drawing tablet is connected to the PC. It's not an individual unit with its own operating system. It's just basically a screen, a touch screen connected to the PC, using also a drawing pen. And I was when I was purchasing a drawing tablet, I was thinking about having one of these. It's a whole monitor. Yeah, I just set it up so it duplicates monitor one. I had the choice to take a whole new PC right there. It's a unit, but I was not into that. Just so yeah, I didn't like the idea of having two PCs, and then you always have one PC that is a little bit slower than the other one, and that's why I purchased a drawing tablet, which is maybe more like a monitor than its own device. The only drawback it has, you have always to set up the drawing tablet, have to plug in everything, plug it out, and it takes a little bit of time. And sometimes it's really a little bit inconvenient to do that because this thing takes a lot of space. It's come a long way since those Wacom tablets long ago. Yeah, the Wacom tablets are really expensive. I don't say that they are bad. I don't know that. I just say they are very, very expensive. Well, this is an interesting take. Let's just go for it. Like he looks so unhappy. Okay, but his vampire teeth are really ruining it. I think the vampire teeth maybe just going to work if he smiles. And I need the vampire teeth because I think it wouldn't. The theme of the game would just not work if the main character, who is a vampire, does not show his vampire teeth. Looks a little bit off. Right now I'm going more for mad, but I tried out mad and it just didn't work. It mad didn't look convincing to me at all. So I'm just trying to do different looks right now. And this one is also not working out. Let's try to adjust the mouth position a little bit. I think this would be more realistic. Actually, it isn't too bad. It isn't too bad. So let's maybe adjust his teeth a little bit more. I think there's something wrong with them. Sometimes it's hard to get a good picture of emotion with just the face. There's always a change to brows and stuff. When I said face, I mean lips. Okay, yes, it is. Yep. I just wanted to change his face though. If I show you his old face, it's especially his mouth that I'm not happy with. Here it is. Oh, wanted to open that in the sprite editor, but here, this is the old face. This is a really old version. Did I really use that mouth? Yeah, he looks like a little like he's smiling. I think it's okay. But I think the mouth here looks a little bit weird. I don't know, but something puts me off. Something puts me off about this mouth. That's why I'm trying again. And yeah, I think in comparison, this one is still better than this one. Yeah. So let's this one. I think the what's good about this mouth is the width. I think that we should keep the width of this mouth. This is why this mouth is not working out, because it's not wide enough. So let's maybe change that. So his eyebrows right now and his eyes, they're very neutral. This is a very neutral look. If you look at that, that's why I think. But that's why I think his smile is working very good right here. Like, he's smiling a little bit, but because his eyes are still very calm, it's not over the top smiling. This is why his smiles seem to work very well. And we'll get to that. Eventually we'll try out more smile faces, but I have I just said I want to experiment a little bit, so I definitely don't miss the chance to have the perfect sad or mad face if it exists, and go with the wrong expression, because in the current build just it would fit more if he would not be smiling or have a more like a more evil smile or something, because the setting does not fit him being a good guy like this. This is a little bit like he's a good guy, and um, it might work, him being a good guy, but I still think the mouth looks a little bit weird. Something's off. Let me look at the game. Yeah, that's the mouth. I think it's just the zoom that it's at this size. He looks a little bit weird. Hard to say. Anything looks off with the happy face. Looks good to me, but I don't know anything in this subject manner. Yeah, that's actually a very hard topic. But if we just keep trying, we might find something better. Because I just said I'm just not too happy with this face right now, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm overly critical and will say in the end, okay, the face I have now is the best face. Maybe I will return, but I haven't tried out too many mouths because I didn't have too much time for this mouth. And in the end, I felt like I hadn't tried everything out, and this is why I'm returning back to that point. Like this right here, I think this is also not bad. His teeth are a little bit too close though. So I think what I'm instinctively drawn to is just having him smirk in some kind. Sad faces just don't seem to work out, and I think it's also because of his raised eyebrow act here. This eyebrow is raised, which always is good for smirking. And it's the only indication that his face is giving off. Now and now if we compare these two expressions, we can see that it's actually much closer to my liking, I would say, than the previous one. Might want to make sure that the mouth is really in the center right here. I'm still trying some very subtle changes. I think his teeth just don't match. And there I have it. I think I have changed so much that it actually started to look worse again. So this is why I always say when drawing, you just have to put in a lot of patience. And something puts me off right now. Something just puts me off. I think it's that he doesn't smirk anymore. Yeah. If he would not make this character smirk, especially with his eyebrows and his eyelids position right now, I think he just won't work. Okay, let's go for it again. So the only thing that I then want to change is going from this like a happy position and not a smirk because he's raising both his um lip sides or whatever you want to call it. Um, I want him to just smirk at one side and try out different mouths like that. But I'm going to disable that, and just to be sure, I'm going to sketch. I'm going to just draw a lot of sketches for different mouth types. Hey, maybe we should Google this. Mouth types, drawing, anime. Like, let's see where we get the easiest results. Yeah, let's try for vampire. Just seeking inspiration is always important for any artistic work. If you're not an expert, I would say, but if you are not doing the same thing over and over again. And also, I'm a programmer. I'm just going to copy your work anyway. But we in the only difference in the artistic branch is you have to change something so nobody notices. So I don't have found any inspiration yet. Like I mean, if you would try that something like this would be just over the top. But what I notice is that most guys go for smaller teeth. We can keep that in mind, that we don't have to make the teeth too big. On the other side, yeah, no. I think the teeth size is fine, because we have to keep in mind the size that the user will eventually see the vampire. So if the teeth will be too small, it might be just some pixels, and the user might not even notice that these are vampire teeth. So they have to be big. It's not a choice and not an artistic freedom there. Can't have that. So none of these vampire mouths convince me. It's not what I'm looking for. Nope. But this is a good one. Hmm. But they are very strong in their expression. Okay, I see something. Let's try this one here. Like it's just trying to be neutral, but a little bit proud. Maybe this can work. Okay, let's put it again. So this one was really like something like that. Okay, this looks ridiculous. A little bit more to the side. And this puts me off. It's too much looking like he's falling asleep or something. I think it looks okay if you just look at this part. Once the eyes come into play, it doesn't look good. Just doesn't has to work with his eyes. Okay, let's give it 3 more tries for some kind of proud, mad, or sad type. Just adding more layers, sketching. Don't care. Don't care about it too much. Yeah, I think that this one isn't uninteresting. So let's try the next one. Maybe a very small mouth could be interesting. Okay, this looks like a joke. Let's just adjust it a little bit. Now this just looks too much straight evil. This would be straight evil. I don't want that. Okay, the last try. And after that, I'm going for smirks. And after smirks, I'm going for a little bit evil stylish. But last try for sad, mad, something trying to not convince the user that this is a good guy. A little bit daring, maybe. Okay. Now let's go for some smirks. So I think smirks will only work. He puts up his mouth in this direction. And it's immediately starting to look good. So that's a sign, I guess. If he would do this in the other direction, let's try it out. It looks off. And this one looks like he's hard. Like he's a tough guy. Not uninteresting. Let's keep sketching. Just the act of wearing suspenders makes me think he's a good guy. Yeah. So he actually, in his backstory, is just a normal peasant guy, and he's more the victim, and you want to feel like he's a victim. You want to think inside of his head he's the victim, even when he does evil things. You can go into an evil route, but inside of his head he's the victim. And he also thinks he's a good guy. And this looks a little bit too bored. I think this is really interesting for the direction I want to go with the character. Might be a good idea to expand upon that. Let's go for smirks on the other side. One other thing about the backstory of this character is that he's from Sylvania. So I first tried to make this character look like he's from the region and give him more of a traditional clothing style, like having they have also are wearing this kind of trousers, but they are using very traditional clothing, just very long and with a lot of fur and everything. And it didn't catch me the first time I saw it. Like, this is Sylvania. And so I was thinking, in this kind of period, people were also wearing this kind of Bavarian style everywhere in the Balkans. So, and this is why he's going for this kind of Bavarian style, which is actually really not just in worn in Bavaria. It's worn in Austria, in the Sylvanian regions. So it's not wrong. It's also not an accurate depiction of Sylvanian people. Get this one. I don't like this one. Don't like this smile. Let's go for the next one. Okay, I like this one immediately. Okay, and let's give it one last try. Okay, now the next thing I want to try, but this will be fast, going for one side of his mouth opened. Yeah, like that. Just trying it out. I don't think it will work though. No, I don't think we need to try that any further. Maybe give it last try. No. Now we're going for the evil grin. So what's the evil grin? It's maybe Helsing grin. We can find that. Find one example with the mouth closed. You don't find them with the mouth closed. This is from Helsing a very distinct art style that I think is very expressive. Also means that they are going over the top very fast. So what's important is like here in this picture you can see how his mouth is pushing back his skin. So here you have to really match this angle right here with his skin. It's really hard to get. Often takes me 3 or 4 times or more until I get that. Unfortunately, I don't find any of these grins. Oh yeah, that's when I said. This is the evil grin if you're not opening the mouth. Right here. We can also try out that. Now, will it work? I don't think so, but well, I also said the grin will not look good if he's smiling to his left side of his face, his left side, and it actually did look alright. So there's only one way to find out. To look a little bit at the angle. Oh, not this one. This. So this part of the mouth is normal. And then he's just pushing up very hard. And it looks a little bit funny. So I did go a little bit too high. I also have the lines too thick. Maybe it should adjust my pen strength. Okay, let's try again. So let's again start with the middle of the mouth. very normal, then just push it up to the maximum. I think it doesn't look good if he's not opening his mouth. Maybe I should not overdo it with the inner top lip. Okay. It doesn't look too evil because he's not using his eyes too. I think it's just an interesting look. I'm not going to use it, but sometimes I just like experimenting. And now let's go for the evil grin, but toned down very much. So the trick was normal mouth, then pushing up. Okay, let's copy that and try it on with a symmetrical smile. No, doesn't work. Okay. After trying so much, let's go through and compare smiles. So the evil ones just don't work. To this point, I don't see a good smile. This one has potential. His teeth are a little bit weird. Okay, let's make this mark this. Okay. The next one is marked. I don't know. Oof. Okay, now I'm not sure why I did like this one. I think this one is much better. Something special about that one. Oh man, no, it's really hard to decide in which direction I want to go. I think this smile, this mouth here is very interesting because it has this very subtle smirk, but you don't really know if he's smirking or not. It makes it a little bit interesting. I have to let's look into each smile in in-game size. So this would be in-game size. I think this would be really interesting. No. Okay, these twice were also not very convincing. And the rest was also not convincing. So we are left with 3 smiles like here. This one, which is very wide, but I think this is inferior to this smile. Because this one is still a little bit hard to get. And if he's a little bit mysterious and the user does not really know if this is a good guy or not, it might be a little bit more interesting. So let's delete this one because it's inferior. And then we have this one. I think this one is just very sympathetic. It just looks good. But this one, I think we can take this as a template and improve upon it a little bit. Not much. And I prefer this one. I prefer this one because if you're going to kill a lot of enemies and he's still having this kind of smile in his when you are going to play in evil, I would kind of feel bad. I would just feel bad about making such a character where you kill people with a smile. I think this is way more fitting. If you're not sure if he's enjoying it or not, this makes you a little bit guessing. That's why I'm going to make a new layer and then just take this as a template and improve upon it. So let's maybe decrease the opacity or a little template here and just try again. So I want to make better lips, like having this is normal lip structure. Don't overdo it. I want it to smile a little bit. I think this is a small improvement over this one. I think we should use this smile. I think this will be the perfect one. Just have to get the teeth right, and actually that's one of the tasks that's often overlooked. It's getting these small details symmetrical in drawings. And once I zoom out, I just see something's like seeming a little bit off. Yeah, I think this is the one. Let's color the teeth. Or should we? Actually, I'm going to do it again, of course. I mean, what was I even thinking? To even think that I would finish my drawing anytime soon. That's of course ridiculous. And I mean, this is the main character. I don't want to rush it. And I can still cheat a little bit, I guess. Now the annoying part about this is every pixel counts, and sometimes you just change a few pixels and it's going to look awful. So let's try teeth color. And let's try chin color. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I think it's interesting if we push aside a little bit of skin with this mouth. But I have to think about this. I think this is the maximum size that you are ever going to see your character in. Ooh, this is hard. No, and now I run into the problem that I starting liking the old character more than the new one. Hmm. Yeah, I actually think this is not an improvement. This is worse. And this mouth here actually does not put me off as much. The thing is, this mouth is very imperfect. Maybe that's why I like it. And that can also mean that tomorrow I wake up and say this is horrible. Oh dear. Hmm. I'm trying to smooth out this mouth. And then look at it again. Interesting. Next thing I want to try is to change this lip detail here into some color. Okay, I think we have to pick a straight black line because this is still visible when we zoom out. You can try to add some color together with it. Oh. Okay, I think this looks way better. It's a little bit sassy. So now what I'm going to do is go for the female version. And for now, I will not use this actually. Not yet, because I need some time to reevaluate this. Because after working on it, I just tend to have some to need some time off before I look at it again. So now I'm going for the female version. And the first thing I want to do is I want to change the eyebrows a little bit. This is on the head layer though. So let's raise an eyebrow. This will be hard. Oof. I took a break from my game on my side. I'm not sure whether to finish breakout or do some new experimental code. Yeah, I think because you are experimenting a lot at the moment, that's a free choice. Rational is finishing breakout wouldn't make me learn any new skills. Well, if you double check that, the double checking is always like, do I think that because I just want to get on my new stuff and not put in some work, or maybe there is something that you would still learn, like finishing the UI or something. or finding some detail in the player input. Yeah, you might. Yeah, but take your time. I'm not going to convince you to either side. That's your decision. I mean, on one side, it's just you want to get as much knowledge and use your time as good as possible. So either side can have a benefit. Now we now have a raised eyebrow. You can always roll the dice. Oh, I wouldn't roll the dice over what I do in my time. I would always try to make a logical decision there. Because time is one of the most valuable things that you have in your life. And you can always say money is also worth a lot. Literally, yeah, of course. But once you have enough money, the only thing that you can optimize is time. Now I can be a little bit lazy here and just copy the male smile to the female one. Now you might say the female smile has to be different because feminine head and something. That's a little bit. If you're going for such a smile, that's bullshit. Doesn't have to be different. There's always that strategy. Forgot if it has a name. Is to flip a coin or something, and if you don't feel right about the answer, your mind wanted to do the other. Such are like giving your subconsciousness a kick. Yeah. I know what you mean. I was when I was DMing in D&D, I often rolled a dice for what will be the next thing that will happen to the player or something, and then I was like, nah, I don't want that to happen. Let's not let the dice decide and help the players a little bit, because it would be sometimes stupid things would just happen out of nowhere. But what I can do with the feminine version is to give the lip a little bit more glow. Top. That's about it. And I think this mouth is just so much better. That's a common thing when DMing. Just little value adjustments to make the game more fun. Yeah. I mean, what's fun if your players just die in their first encounter? Of course, you're going to say you're knocked unconscious, and your enemies don't care and go away. You wake up and they took some coins from you. I think while it works for this male character, the smile, something feels off with the female version. Like smile doesn't quite fit there. To find the right position. I think this would be a natural position. Okay. So I'm going to save both documents now. For some reason, I can't find the right folder for the female version, which is weird. Because I'm very sure that I did not just save the artwork in the same folder as the male version. To check something. Nope. Ah, okay, I found it. Yeah. Okay, so now that's finished. The only thing that I have to do, oh, still have one thing to do, have to make sure that the new mouth layer is just on the named as the old mouth layer. Unity will not try to make this a new layer on the bone sprite. So now I'm taking the folder here and will import the new just saved version of the vampire. The most important thing while doing that is that you have to keep in mind you have to keep in mind that this is overwriting the old pair data, and if you have named your layers wrong, you might get messed up with the whole character, and you have to redo him completely. So this is something where you have to be very careful. And we don't have a mouth anymore. Oops. Let's see why. Okay, first of all, his mouth are on 2 layers. That's messed up, I didn't do that. What? His mouth should be 1 layer only. This is very weird. Okay, now it's 1 layer. Now we lost all the stuffs that we set up before, like bow influences, and have to adjust them by ourselves. Okay, let's just add this bone out of weight. And here's a missing sprite right now. Come on, start working. Seems like it kind of crashed. And Smurf doesn't want to set himself up. How dare he? Hmm. No, I might just reload the test level. Then it will work. Yeah, it's just some kind of loading problem there. I think Unity did not see that that the sprite library changed the its array. Had some kind of drawing failure. Okay, but here we have our new mouth. Let's try to look how it feels. Maybe have a completely new feeling. I don't have much of a high hope. I have to look a bit. I'm to start thinking of supper. Yeah. Well, I actually finished all my meals for today. But well, you gotta do what you gotta do. And the new mouth is not at the right position. Is something wrong? To find out what? And this is exactly why you should always be careful with re-importing your layers. Okay, let's try to shake his head. Okay, this is working. That's not so much working. Okay, everything seems nice except for his head. His head is not behaving right with its mouth. I want to look into his animations right now. Oof. Okay, his bones were not set up. That was a problem. Okay, now let's look at the female version. If at least that import was working well. I think it's this one. It looks fine. I haven't imported it yet. Nothing changed. This is odd. Okay. Looks like I did save the wrong space. It's the wrong file, it's the wrong space. Okay, now we should go. And it didn't associate. Wait. Got to do all the steps again. And weirdly enough, the male character did forget which sprite we just set up. That's odd. I guess I see why. Oh no. I re-imported the wrong version. So we can do everything again. That's right. Use the right bone. Generate weights. Apply this. Go on. Choose the right sprite. Reload the scene. And here you go. And go for the final test.
Hey! Hey!
Okay, I'm going to set the global variables female version and reload the level. So I'm just going to say gender is 1. If I reload the level, we should get female, I guess. I guess so. Yeah, now here's the female version, which I actually think looks nice, huh?
Ah!
Okay, I think that's about it. I had the feeling that the male version, his teeth are not far apart enough. The problem can be fixed easily. Okay. Now let's try the same thing for the female version and just pay a little bit attention how it looks. Yep, I would say definitely an improvement. So let's take it. And going to re-import that also again. And let's try out our new versions. First, we have to set them up again. Because now in new versions, hopefully do recognize the new sprites. Yes, they do. Is the shape also correct? Not really. And we see that the geometry wasn't right because it was still attached to the old geometry. So just a little small correction there. And if we wouldn't do this step, you can have something like right here. We have some part of the sprite is just missing, so we have to re-import that again. Like now. Just like this, and let's apply. So next test. And I hope that this will be the last test. Yeah, I think with the teeth a little bit more apart looks much better. Now let's try the female version by setting the gender to 1 and reloading. I think her mouth is a little bit too high. Got to correct that. And do the same thing all over again. Fix this part and generate the new outline, which actually hasn't changed. Oh, that's not good. Should have changed. However, this definitely is the import that we use. So I'm just a little bit unsure how this will look now. Let's save and just try again. Whoops. Wanted to set the gender there. I think we have to scale down the mouth in the female version. Looks too big. Okay, let's go for the next test. And it's really just all those little changes that are important for the main character. But it's the main character. Let's not make any mistake there. This is actually important, and I forgot to set the gender. Let's go again. Gender 1. Yeah, that's actually going to work. Okay, now we have another thing that we have to take care of. And then we're finished. You can see the character from the side. What I mean is this little guy here. And this little lady here. Now, it might take a long time to readjust the mouth here, but since we already know what we are going for, this mouth will take maybe half the time that we needed, maybe quarter of the time that we needed to draw the front mouth. Even though I thought it's just a line, it's just a mouth, one line that we are going to change, and we took nearly 3 hours for that. That's interesting. Yeah, I think this is all right. And we are just going to save into Unity first, then export it to our safety copy. Now I'm doing this on my second screen because you want to avoid to show your file browser. At least you want to try. Let's change the email version. Also close the mouth. And we draw it a little bit. Okay, that's it. And now we should actually be finished. Only have to save this. And we're done. Let's look into Unity. And actually, it should have recognized that this is an old mouth. Let's see. It didn't. Okay. That's inconvenient. But we can just set up the bone again, and then we should be ready to go. Also have to set up this sprite in this sheet here. Now it seems that at least that one worked, so we don't have to do that again. Let's go for the male version. And this time it actually did not generate a new layer for his mouth. Interesting. That's really interesting right here. Did not mess around with this stuff. Okay, let's just look if we can play. Would be great. I'm not sure if I'm happy with the result, because he looks a little bit too much like he's still smiling from the side, which is not my intention. Let's try the female version and let's take a look. And in this big screen, she looks fine. Now she looks a little bit more serious.
Hey!
So there's something going on with the animation though. She should use her hands in this animation. Weird.
Hey! Ah!
Let's look at the male character. If he's also not using his hands. No, he isn't. That's weird. Why though? And that should happen if we trigger the animation. Okay, let's look into the player character. You can find this little tiny bug. Seems like our IDE is a little bit slow today. Here's what happens if we set up our our skill here. Okay, interesting. Okay, and we are back at the start. And the only thing that is a little bit weird with this code is we're going to set the animator in each case here. It should maybe be a switch case. And we're going to wait. And after the pause, we should have finished our animation and set it to false. This looks very, very normal. No problem with that. Let's look into the game and actually pause the game when we are casting and see why he's not playing any animation. So like this. Let's see if we even go in the animator in the right state. So no, he's going into no motion at all. So I'm going to drag the animator on my second screen and check again. And it appears that we never set the animator. It appears that we never set the animator. I guess I know why. Yeah, because we don't have the skill right here. Okay. Okay, we shouldn't have the skill. don't have the skill shouldn't be able to cast it. That's inconvenient. Oof. And then he's going to try to fire. And we have to cancel that. He's going to try to fire. Is this a default? And no, I don't see why he's going for this line of code, but I don't see why. I think because this type here has never been initialized, it's still on skill 0, choice 1. Oh, it's also here hard-coded, yes. I think I needed to initialize the skill. So let's not fire. Let's not fire. We are not having a skill or anything ready. So we have a whole lot of skills now. We can check if we also have them prepared. Okay, this is a lot of if checks, but what we are doing now, we are going to check if we are allowed, if we have prepared any kind of attack, and if we are not allowed to do any attack, well, then we are not going to go into the fire function at all. Let's test this out. Okay, it's loading a long time. Oh no! Still firing. So what does happen is that one of these cases is true. Maybe I did hard code the variables here. Yes, I did. It's not good. But I didn't check this mark here. So he should not have been able to cast. And now we are not able to cast. Okay. Let's look into the globals. Okay, the globals don't think we know anything. So now we can't cast. Interesting. Oh. I think this was the problem. Was a wrong boolean. Yeah. Okay. My bad. Now, what did I want to do with the set animation? Want to kind of change this character here. I think his mouth is still a little bit too too smiley. I think it looks too much like a smile in game. And you have to take into consideration how it looks in game, and that's often very different from how you see it while editing. Now we can try to cheat a little bit with editing the set here. But you have to be very careful when doing this, because if you're not being careful, you end up making the mouth very blurry, or anything that you're working on can become very blurry when working with this. Okay, let's see. You see how sharp it is in this version, and now it loses some of its sharpness. I think this is much better though. So let's import that. Oh, we actually did. Or did we? No, we didn't. Still have to import that. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we have overwritten the file. Now let's see if Unity knows what it's doing. Ooh, this does not look good. Looks like it has some problems with a lag sprite, which is not nice. But at least the bones not being set up wrongly, which is nice to have. So let's edit the geometry. There are some parts of the mouth that I actually did not erase correctly, but I can do that in Unity too. Just say there's nothing there, nothing to render. Don't do that, please. And we are ready to test again. So now this should be one of our final tests. I hope this can be our final test. If I say That's it. All right. Is going to be the last test. But I haven't set up my mind yet. Yeah. Okay, this is exactly the expression that I'm going for.
Ah! Hey!
Okay. So, that concludes our work on the mouth sprite. Yay! I mean, yay! Come on, let's do a real yay. Yay! That's much better. Sometimes you need to pause it. Okay. It was taking way more time than I expected. But we can cross out another task on the to-do list. For now, because it's still a main character. You never say no if you want to rework your main character. If I'm not happy with the character tomorrow, I will rework him again. But I will have learned something today. That's important. Today I've learned something. Just what did I learn? Yeah. I think the biggest thing I learned is next time I should be more careful when importing. I was careful, but I still made mistakes. So be even more careful when important. And I also have to sketch first. First only sketches, then finishing a final draft. And the first try actually, which I worked the most on, was then the final try, the final product. That's interesting. I don't know what that means though. Okay, I said it. I'm going to do it. The peasant does not auto attack a melee. I want to set up his animation though, because if I have the animation for this character, I can do the coding tomorrow and will be it, and I can put away my drawing tablet. Now the thing about the drawing tablet is it just takes up a lot of space on my desk here, and this is why I say the drawing tablet, big drawing tablet, is nice to have, and it's also a little bit inconvenient sometimes to just have that much space on your desk to be taken up. Okay, so I'm going to look for the animation. This one is actually not done with bone-based animation. This is a very, very, very old enemy. So I need to fight him in the artwork, and we are going to do him old school. Very old school. I think it's this one. No. That's cool though. I never used this head, I think. Oh, these are the running sprites. So what we are going to do is we are not going to change the whole running animation, but when he runs fast, want to try to find in the walk sprites the best animation to start our new attack. Let's take a look. I think this one here looks fine. Could be a good starting point. So this is number 8. Yeah, this is number 8. We can close all other tabs and start animating. So let's go, I guess. First we're going to make a new folder. And call this. And we have to be consistent. All these names are in German, so we are also going to do it in German, even though I don't program in German at all nowadays, but then back then I did. And I'm going to name this melee attack. Okay, and that's the only thing that we are missing to make this work. So only going to be one animation, then we're done. Okay, this is going to be our number 1 position. Let's set him up. First, we're going to adjust his legs. We're going for this leg here. Should also use his color. I think his other leg is also a little bit too far. Okay. Or maybe I'm going to extend this a little bit and bend his knee. So it does have a very stable stance. I can go even further, I guess. Let's try. Can always go back, so there's nothing against trying. Okay, now we have to correct the color here. Finished. Okay, I guess this could work. This leg has to go a little bit down. But sorry for that layer. Go again. Okay. Now what? He's attacking, so I might want to try another mouth sprite. Won't be easy though. Won't be easy though. Just want to keep the upper lip a little bit. Going like he's really trying to hit you. So for a really hard expression. Yeah, just like this. That's enough. Fair enough. We don't want to spend too much time on him though. He's not a main character. Does not get the benefit of getting 1,000 reworks a day. Okay, let's save that. Put his arms back. I guess we need to cheat this. We need to cheat this. Now you could say if he attacks, he's going to push his fork forward. So like this. Just going to do this motion. That's not enough. Now you could say, hey, he's going to push all the way. So like this. Can't do that because with this sprite artwork, this is something that I just did not foresee. The fork is not going to be in the picture, and there's no way around it. So he needs to step to do this motion. He needs to put his fork back first. He's going to start at this position. So let's do that. So what do we want to also take? Maybe his thumbs and his lower arms. We're going to take them with us. So I want the fork to be at this position here. Start this position, okay? Now I'm going to start with this right hand. We see, and it will be impossible for him to reach. Let's try anyways. Yeah, he cannot reach it. So I guess the maximum is here. The rest of the arm is just going to slide a little towards the hand now. There's no way around it. Let's erase this part. It's a little bit faulty. And this is why I need the drawing tablet for this part. Because these figures are very old and have a lot of flaws. Okay, go for the other arm. Okay, and we again see this will never be possible. We don't come closer. We will need to cheat at the end. For some reason, my eraser and pen do not display their brush size, which is quite annoying. I think there's a shortcut for it. Must have pressed wrong hotkey. Because I think I had this problem once. Was able to fix this, but I don't remember. So for the moment, I can just deal with this. For the moment. So this is how you're going to see him in the game. Okay, I think we have to push the fork forward a little bit. Yeah, because it's going to look it's going to look too much like he's pushing his fork in a weird way. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is... Oh no. What did I do? Okay, let's restart Adobe and look if I can have my brush sizes again. Should be nice. And no, I still don't have a brush size. Oh no. Oh no. What did I do? Okay, I did try to reset there, but that didn't do much. Nope. Now I don't have a protocol. That's great. Okay, let's just Google. Oh, I have an idea. Yep. It's caps. It's a caps lock. Yep. That explains a lot. I was like, okay, yeah, I have caps on when I googled it. So that explains a lot. Okay. I still don't know why people would prefer this. Maybe because you see the center. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired. So this animation will be the last thing I do. So let's go for number 2. We're going to have for a stabbing at least 6. And let's go for 6 sprites. The endpoint will be here. Okay. So let's see, that's roughly 150 pixels. Do we have to divide by 5 or 6? It's going. I think by 6. That's roughly. Oh, that's accurately 30 pixels. 30. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Yeah. Okay, that's alright. Okay. 30 pixels. We have to push it 30 pixels. Every frame. Okay. Now the we need to take the arms with us. Oh, do we? Well, actually, we only want to slide a little with the hands. But not too much. Just have some kind of motion. Because we are going to cheat. When the fork is reaching the end, the animation, we will make sure that the hands touch the end of the fork. Which is, by the way, something that you can actually do in real fight. And slightly slide along a pole arm like something similar while fighting. It's actually done in real life. Because it has the benefit of having your weapon in a balanced state first and then extending it much further than your enemy can see. So if he would just let his weapon slide like this, yeah, you see the enemy can't see that before he's actually stabbing. That's how you surprise them. So we're moving his hands a little bit, but it's just alibi movement to hide that he's actually not moving correctly with the fork. Okay. Number 3. I'll go for my number 4. And now in the last 3 sprites, he's actually gripping the fork now, and now he's really pushing it. Even though it's just for a little bit. One, two, three, 4. 5. Yeah. 5. In number 5 and number 6, then we are finished. Okay, last one. This will be his final resting position. And number 6. So, we're still going to make the sprite sheet today. So how are we going to do this? Microphone, can you please come up in a nice position? So, how are we going to do this? First, we close this. We go into the folder right here. These are all the attacks that we did now. We're going to do some work here. And they don't look too good, but as I said, this is not a main character. This is a peasant. He's not supposed to look good. Even though it hurts a little bit seeing him move. Okay, let's go. So for every sprite, we have to adjust the size. Now if I have to look up what the size of the other sprite sheets are. Let's go for the fast walk, and I think this is a very old one. Show me details. Come on. Oh, 500 times 500. Interesting. But this one isn't. Oof. Now what is it? It's, I think the size of the peasant sprites are 275. Okay, let's do this with every picture. Luckily, we have some shortcuts, which makes this a whole lot easier. Okay, now we're going to save every sprite as a PNG. Oh, we still miss something. Because what can now happen is that the sprite will not center itself. Which might sound odd. But it's really so. I'm not lying. If you just plainly copy the sprite into a sprite sheet, it will not be centered. So the center point will be where the middle of all these sprites are. The middle of the graphic is. So if I would, for example, have only this, but not this, and copy it. And I'm copying it. I'm pasting it. And you look, it puts it right into the center. Even though it was here at this position. Because it's just seeing this as all the pixels that it gets and puts its center inside of it. It's not taking the whole sprite sheet, the whole work here. And to deal with this, I'm going to give every sprite this weird green shape at the side. And this is just so that it stays centered. It's a really cheap trick, a really cheap solution, but it works faster than anything that I have read about what people do. Most people actually don't do anything, or say just do it by hand, which is what I won't do. But with as many animations that I have to do, forget it. It's not going to happen. So now we have saved our work. We're going to close everything. Don't want to save anything. We ever come back to this place. And now we have all these attack PNGs. Going to open them. You can see the animation. Actually, when you look, you're looking at them like this, they're looking much better. And now we have to find a sprite sheet set. Now I have to see how big this is. Yeah, this is the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. You can also just test by dragging in one character. Yeah, it's fitting perfectly to these boxes, because these boxes have the exact size 275 pixels. So that every character fits in perfectly. 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Yeah. We are also not making 2 animations, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the time with this guy, or this guy. You could make a forward swing that you call the next one attack point, the next one backswing animation. We are going to make them all into one animation. Okay, now let's check if we messed up with any of these imports. Oops. No, I don't want to mess with you, dude. This one is not centered right. This one also is not centered. Now, okay. Now that's good that we double checked, and we can save. So for this, going back into this folder here, and save there. We're going to name this melee attack sprites. Because obviously these are sprites. And we're going to reduce everything that we see to one layer. Take it. And we want to get rid of the green shape that we have at the side. These two green lines, they were just for centering. Now we're going to make our PNG file. And congratulations, we're finished. This was our animation. Now, of course, you could say this is really cheap as an animation. It is. If you're an animator and you're animating the whole day, and you can have the time to draw every sprite, that's something that is impossible for me. It would take me a whole year with all these characters. Forget about it. I'm not going to make a game then. It's not possible. You have to adjust your qualities there so that you actually can put out the game one day. Now we can actually import this into Unity and make an attack out of it. First, we are going to set this sprite mode to multiple because these are multiple sprites. And then we're going to this grid by cell size and tell him that every grid is going to be 275 pixels wide. Slice it. Let's see. Yes, it immediately took all the characters white. We just have to press apply, and that's it. Let's just, for good measure, get these sprites. Okay, this seems to be another sprite sheet, but we can be sure now that we did everything right because the width and the height are also 275 pixels, which is the size that we just used. So, how are we going to set this to be in the animator? Just going to drag it in here. Oh, we have to make the animation first. So, what's this? Ah, that's a top attack. Okay. Now we're going to create an animation. And all the others are named in German first. So we're going to be consistent and do the two. And name this melee attack. We don't want to loop this. We're going to drag it in now. Here we just need to call this melee attack. I'm going also to make a trigger for this and set everything up so that the peasant can attack now. Make a transition. Don't want anything fancy to happen because it's a sprite sheet. We want to go into the new animation immediately. Will be a melee attack. That's it. Yeah, that's it. And we're done. This is the animation is set up. And next time we are going to make this animation work. I'm going to plug out my tablet now. I think for tomorrow I will still have the cables here. If something goes wrong, if I want to redraw something of the peasant attack, if I see it's actually not working at all, or there's a huge quality problem, which says a lot because the peasant does not have is a low quality enemy. It's the first enemy that you encounter, and he's a fucking peasant. You don't expect any quality from a peasant, and he's the easiest enemy in the game. So, if something still goes wrong, if we see in the animation, one of his arms looks like it's ripped off, yeah, we have to do it again then. Aside from that, yeah, hopefully I won't need my drawing tablet. It takes a lot of space on my desk. I once had a second desk here. I could put my drawing tablet on. That was very, very convenient. Because then I could just turn myself around and draw a little bit there, then go here and do some programming here. Was very convenient. But on the other side, it was a little bit annoying to turn around that much, because you have 3 monitors, and when I was doing something on my tablet, I couldn't see what's going on the other 2, and sometimes sometimes you want to take a look at your third PC, third monitor. That was bizarre, like turning around so much, or grabbing my keyboard. That was messed up. Okay, but enough complaining. It's just storytelling. I want to go to bed. I hope you have a nice evening and a good night. See you.